back to the Acoustic Shop channel. I am John here with Jeremy. You know what we're doing today?
We're looking at, look at these guitars.
We are doing a first look at something absolutely brand new, something nobody has seen before. This is going to be the brand new Organic Pro Series from Breedlove. Well, once again, Jeremy, we are back, and we are here to talk about guitars. And because of people just like you, we have been able to get a first glance at a brand new series of guitars that I'm absolutely impressed with.
We're like Siskel and Ebert, where we get to go to the movie before everybody else and give it thumbs ups or downs.
That's right. And it all, again, all because of you. So what I ask you to do, please like and subscribe, hit the bell, do all those things that you do so well.
Share it in your newsletters and your correspondence, family dinners, even bring it up at family dinners, and have people pull up their phones and subscribe while you're eating.
Can't wait for your guys' Thanksgiving dinner.
Especially after that performance of Taylor Swift. I mean, we nailed that. That was perfect. If you guys want to watch the entire version of that song, where you can hear the guitars more than us talk, we apologize now for how badly we played that. But there is a link in the comment or description below where you can go straight to that song.
That's right.
And we also have tone samples at the end. We're going to be doing some sampling of these guitars.
Yeah, a little bit of a sample of some of these guitars, so you can hear them a little bit. Anyway, these are great guitars. Just came out, and I'm really impressed. So a while back, we got to hang out with Tom Bedell, and he was hinting at this brand new series.
In case you didn't know, is the owner of Breedlove and Bedell Guitars.
That is true. And we're talking with him, and he's like, man, we have got something special coming this hopefully fall, and I can't wait to share it with you guys. And he kind of told us about what it was going to be, which was an upgrade to their Organic series that was out before. And that was a cool series, but they kind of discontinued that and wanted to go all different. And here's what they decided to do. They decided to bridge the gap between the Oregon-built guitars and their import line, and to do that, they had to do a lot of major changes. So they ended up calling this the Organic Pro Series. Now, what is cool about this is, like I said, they're bridging the gap in between the US-built and the import series. These are all solid wood guitars. Again, just like every Breedlove and Bedell guitar, there are no clear cuts. This is all responsibly harvested, fully sustainable build.
So even that was something Tom was very excited about. Was they're the first guitar manufacturer to do an import line where from the actual forest that it came from to the mill to the facility in, I believe they're in China.
Yeah, this was
to the facility in China. They can track every step of the way where that lumber has gone to make sure that it didn't come from a clear-cut forest. Because there has been a problem in the past with some of the overseas builder not being able to track exactly where the wood came from. They had piles of wood. It could have came from that pile. It could have came from that one. This one, he came up with an arrangement where from the forest to the mill to when it arrives at our shop and then goes home with you, they've been able to track that piece of wood. So that's very cool.
And that includes also the Eco Series, not just the Organic Pro Series, which is, that's pretty much all of their guitars.
So now it's all Breedlove guitars built.
And it's a mission that Tom's had for quite a while, is just be responsible.
Yeah.
Be responsible, Jer.
My mom used to tell me that too.
Anyway, so what they ended up doing is, I'm going to give you another little bit of background here on manufacturing in China. What most guitar companies, and there are exceptions to this, and for you guys that watch the channel know, we do a lot with Eastman. This is not the case with Eastman, but for most import companies, what they do is they find a company or manufacturer overseas, and there's about 4 or 5 of them, that build certain spec guitars for different manufacturers. And that's been done forever. They'll do, for a while, they'll do a few months of this company's, and then they'll move on to another company's, and just a different design, and blah, blah, blah. And it's just their way of building overseas for a company. Tom had issues with some of the manufacturers that they were doing, so they ended up finding one that they absolutely loved, that was willing to work with them on the eco responsibilities, as well as a very specific sound and way of building. And that is what they found for this particular series. Again, they're melding the two companies. They're doing this new thing that we're going to hear a lot more about after the first of the year, which is their Cascade bracing system. That is the same bracing, again, that they're using in the Oregon-built guitars. Yeah. And for me, the best part about this is it does kind of sound like a boutique-style guitar. It's not all the way there. There's definitely a difference between this and the Oregon build guitars,
As I think
but it's definitely there.
You would expect that if you're paying more for a U.S. built, where they're spending a lot more hours on customizing that guitar and doing that frequency response, particular to each tone matching for each particular guitar, you're going to be getting a little bit more out of that. But this bridges that gap, a little bit more affordability, higher quality guitar. We've talked about this, some of the Touchtone series, same idea.
Yeah, I
that
think these
Bourgeois is doing.
manufacturers that are doing boutique level guitars have finally kind of decided, hey, I think the buyers want more of that at a price point that can only be done by importing it. So this is kind of another way of getting there. It's not the same as what they did, but this is a way to bring, these are the techniques we use, this is the bracing we use, this is the measurements that we have got over our time of doing this. Let's see how close we can get.
Taking a little bit more control over the manufacturing that's done overseas. And I think, we've talked about this before, we're kind of in that golden era of instrument builders where the quality of the instrument has gone up so high, and now even in import level instruments, they're better than a lot of the US ones were 20 years ago, the 80s, that were kind of a low point for a lot of US manufacturers. Now it's so affordable to buy a really good quality guitar, and this new series, if you're also concerned about environmental and sustainability efforts, that's a plus, obviously, with Breedlove. But now this new line, I think they have made big improvements.
Yeah, I think this Organic Pro line is going to be something that kind of pays. Now, what we can do here is now that you get the theory of what they were going for with this is going to be broken down into 4 series of guitars, each with different wood connections and stuff. And we've got 2 so far. The first one we have is the Wildwood, which is actually the one I have right here. This is the Wildwood series. These guitars are going to be mahogany back and sides and mahogany top. Again, all solid woods. And with that same bracing and voicing, they've now upgraded to a Fishman pickup system very much like the one that Martin uses in their guitars. This is going to have your outside jack here with the battery compartment. You'll have 3 knobs on the top, including a tuner and a display, small little display. So it doesn't take a lot of real estate on the actual top of the guitar for those who are worried about cutting
you got a volume, treble, and bass knob.
That's what it looks like. Yes, you're sure enough. And if you click it and hold it, you'll actually turn on a tuner, and you have that as a display as well. So kind of cool there. Gives you a little bit more of those features. Again, not at the boutique level of pickups, but definitely an OEM pickup that should be super strong, made by Fishman. Again, this will have the burst on the back side. I do like these metal black tuners.
Yeah.
The setups and playability on this are great. And again, I'm really surprised at how boisterous and how much volume and fullness this guitar has. Now this is a concerto, which is the bigger one, almost their dreadnought type of size, but again in all mahogany. And these ones will come with a padded gig bag, so that is really, really nice. Then we step up to what you're holding right now, which is the Performer Pro. This is kind of the standard performance style guitar. Sitka spruce top, mahogany back and sides, that same pickup setup that is on there as well.
Tortoise binding on this
Tortoise
one.
binding. This one has, those are actually, are those
They're metal
satiny?
with satin.
Okay, and gold tuners on there too. So a little bit of upgrades there. That one will come with a full hard shell case, which is the same cases that they're using on the USA build Breedloves too, on the basic models as well. So again, these ones both should come in your concertina, concerto, and then I've seen one of them that we had here a little bit ago, I know the Performer one, there was actually a thin body concert, which is kind of cool. So if you want a little less depth to it, pretty cool. So I personally, I love that.
This one sound and plays great. Yeah, it's got just a real fullness to it.
That's a big guitar, and that was the one where I really heard a more natural, almost U.S. build style right there.
That's got just fullness for a brand new guitar.
Now again, we just unboxed these yesterday and kind of checking them out just a little bit today, and this is the first time we're getting to play them. But playability, would you agree?
Setup's really nice. Fullness to it. I mean, all the... Look what I did.
Especially that was my favorite fullness.
You hear how clear that was, guys? You can hear every note. Yes.
Anyway, absolutely cool. You're going to see 2 more series. I know one of them is an all myrtle wood, so again, that's going to bring back that Oregon style build. And then I can't remember what the other one, but you're going to have more colors and variants. And again, that's one of the things that they stress with us is this company that is building for them and doing this has better availability for those colors that they're able to do in Oregon. It was the only one that they could really feel happy about. So what we're going to do is kind of probably go through a couple of these and kind of give you a little bit of a tone sample so you can see what they're like. I think in future dates, we're actually going to go into full in-depth reviews of these and kind of talk about the individual guitars. But right now it's kind of an overview.
That sneak peek at the line.
Of what the organic
Just
Pro
like the
Series
fashion
is about.
show
Yeah.
going on right here.
First time on the runway.
Can you walk down the catwalk, please?
Work it, girl. Anyway, this is super cool, and we'll get you those tone samples. Hope you enjoy it.
Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed this video highlighting the new Organic Pro Series from Breedlove. If you did enjoy it and want to learn more about Breedlove and Bedell, we did a factory tour not long ago, flew up to their workshop, and had a great time. You guys, I think, are going to enjoy that video. Check it out in the link.